Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor and recap a guy's review. Oh, you know, just a Monday that involves one of the most dramatic storylines in the history of Bachelor Nation. And Clare Crawley needs to chime in. We always need Clare Crawley to chime in at the most opportune moments. So what happened was Clare Crawley basically posted a told you so tweet about Matt James. And it's like, look, it's kind of like when Taylor Nolan kind of like slams someone for being racist. It's like, okay, you're right on message, but maybe not the messenger we needed. You know, like Clare Crawley doesn't exactly exist in a vacuum of virtue. A vacuum of virtue. She sucks. No, I like Clare Crawley. I do. Here's the thing with Clare. I see a complicated person. I see someone who's trying her best, that has demons and has anxiety and feels the need to get the last word. What's up with people that need to get the last word? You know what I mean? Like, we all need to take a little advice from Katie Thurston and just say, thank you for your feedback and walk away. You don't need to get the last zinger in. Well, then you did this. No. The best, what's the old saying here? I got a little thing here. Happiness is the best revenge, right? Happiness is the best revenge. So go on with your life, Claire. You don't need to be slamming people. Anyway, let's get into it. This is what happened. The Starlit Witch posted, Clare Crawley tried to warn Bachelor Nation about Matt James. Don't forget, LOL. And then she posted a little white chick, well, told you so, with a little smirk that says, you know, she's not wrong. It's kind of like, look, you know what you're doing, Claire. You know what you're doing. Because now you're creating a platform for people to be like, really, Claire? Really? So then these were the paparazzi photos from the weekend. I actually feel bad for Dale. I feel bad for Dale because, you know, he's just trying to enjoy the park bench with his girl. Maybe he'd rather be getting beers with the bros. Who knows? But then this photo, it just looks, you know, he's slouched over, poor form. You know, she's looking happy, trying to either share an Instagram story with him or get him to be in it. And all he can do is look at the paparazzi being like, really, bro? Can't you just leave me alone? Please, bro. Anyway, she got some comments being like, really? I don't know. So someone said, now, Claire, I like you, but let's not pretend you didn't crawl back to Dale of all people. So let's not act shady on this bird app when many would say Dale and Matt are birds of a feather. Dale and Matt, birds of a feather. What do you guys think? Do you think Dale and Matt are birds of a feather? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I mean, of course, people had posted, you know, like, Claire, you got dumped on Instagram by Dale. He signed it with his autograph. Really? Like, you know, don't pretend like you were cleaning out house just to keep all the best guys. I'm not saying she doesn't have a great relationship with Dale. The point is it's very complicated. Someone said, does Dale deserve it too then? He also had a cameo before the season. So what happened if you're not familiar with this story? Let's see if I can find some BachelorNation.scoop shared it right here. Claire said, this is what Claire tweeted April 25th, 2020. Can you believe it's been a year? Oh my gosh, where does the time go during a pandemic? She said, if you're doing interviews and creating cameo accounts before you're even on my season, you are in it for the wrong reasons, ... Now, only 2 people had cameo accounts on her season of The Bachelorette, Dale Moss and Matt James. So she posted this because a lot of people forget this. Now, hold on a second. You're saying Matt James wasn't on Clare Crawley's season of The Bachelorette. Correct, but he was supposed to be. And then, you know, Bachelor, one of their many mistakes was to like make a snap decision and say, you know, they were getting a lot of hate for not having a black Bachelor. So they were like, oh, no. Matt James, he's going to be the next Bachelor. They cast the Bachelor before Bachelorette even came close to airing. I'm not saying the problem was them casting a black Bachelor. The problem is they waited 24 and a half seasons before doing it, and then they rushed to cast someone who probably wasn't vetted through their normal processes. As we see in hindsight, the season was a complete dumpster fire. Mike Johnson's over there being like, I'm ready to go in. Somebody put me in the game. He's like the star player on the bench, and everyone's like, why isn't he playing? You know what I mean? That's what Mike Johnson is. So she posted that. She said, respect the opportunity you've been given. Respect the rules. Respect me. Boy, nothing like a sassy person on Twitter. And so she posted all that. And then she got backlash. She created she said that. And she was obviously talking about Tyler Cameron's BFF, sorry, pop-up ads, Tyler Cameron's BFF, who was doing press at the time to promote a Fit-a-thon charity live stream event. So Matt James had his own little following from being friends with Tyler, being part of that, what was their group called again? They were the TikTok sort of like quarantine crew, which is so funny because if you followed yesterday's video, Grace Amerling, a professional equestrian in Florida who went live with Reality Steve, said that she was friends with benefits with Matt James back in the day, and that's why she kind of blew up Matt's spot when Matt was still trying to contact her and at the same time trying to date Rachael. Whatever your opinion is on that matter, have at it in the comment section. But interesting that she said she briefly spent time with the quarantine crew. And my thought was this: quarantining, you don't briefly get to spend time with a quarantine crew. That takes away the idea of the quarantine. Oh, it's Florida, who knows? So anyway, she faced Clare Crawley faced backlash from fans for the shady diss because, as it was pointed out, he was donating the money to charity. Crowley asserted that she wasn't referring to Matt James specifically. It was about multiple men and a general thought I was having while we sit here in a real-life crisis where someone's time and sincerity hold so much weight and value. So then everyone was like, BS, you were talking about Matt James. Just call it what it was. You're talking about Matt James, right? So anyway, this was Matt James' response at the time to her tweet calling him out for having a cameo. A cameo is a place where you can set how much money you want to make for someone to request a shout out. So if I don't have a cameo, but if I did, probably I would set mine at $100. I'll tell you why. It's annoying to do. So if someone wants a cameo, I would set mine at like $100. It's like, if you really want one, I'll do it for $100, but I'm not going to get out of bed for $5. Like, what are we doing here? It's not worth the cost, anyway. So his response was, for those of you who may have missed, and by the way, no one's ever going to pay me $100. Prove me wrong. For those of you, I'll say anything you want. No, I'm kidding. For those of you who may have missed the message earlier this week, myself and Alex Bachman, my former teammate and current New York Giants wide receiver, pledged all of our cameo earnings to the Robin Hood Foundation to fight this fight, the real estate agent Matt James 28 said on Tuesday, April 26. The Robin Hood Foundation is a charity organization that helps to fight poverty in New York City. So she's trying to slam him. He's like, we donated all the money to charity. Don't you like charity? It's for charity. Come on, It was very messy to begin with. So then when she comes back, I think this was yesterday, with a nice little tweet saying, tried to warn you guys. It's like, all right, Claire, calm down, because we don't know what's going to happen with your relationship. So you never want to be on the side where you're like, well, I'm better than you. And it's like, because, people are going to pull the receipts from her relationship with Dale and be like, really? Your boyfriend dumped you. Then when you guys got back together, you scrubbed all your past as if it didn't happen. This isn't Men in Black where you can just neuralize your past. You guys had a sloppy, messy breakup, and Dale himself has had a lot of criticism for the way he's acted. I'm not necessarily saying Dale and Matt are the same type of guy. Like, I'm happy Claire and Dale are back together. It seems that they had a gigantic, glaring miscommunication maybe after a blowout, and I'm hoping they work on things. But how evolved can she be getting if she's still taking the time to, slam people from stuff from a year ago? Isn't that always petty? Isn't it petty when you slam someone for something from a year back? Like I said, isn't happiness is the best revenge? You move forward. So here's a quick quote we'll share, then we'll get out of here. If you have strong feelings of vengeance towards anyone in your life and you let those emotions rule you, my guess is that you're not really living to your full potential. Leaving the desire for retribution behind you is not as difficult as it may seem. So I guess the moral of this whole video is, because I'm not some virtuous person. I've got enemies too. I've got people I don't like, and I can't even figure out why. Looking at you, Madison Pruitt, looking at you. I kind of say that in jest, but at the same time, I'm sure if I had a cup of coffee with her, we would be quite delightful. I say that in jest. But my point, same thing with someone like Luke P. I'm sure if Luke P and I got stuck on a carnival ride together for 4 hours, I'm sure, once we get through all the Bible verses, we'd be fine. He'd be like, I told you this was going to happen. If you read Leviticus, you knew this was going to happen. Oh boy. The point is that, I don't know what the point is. The point is that we got to move on with our lives. We can't be, prosecuting our past. We can't be looking at old Twitter tweets being like, well, this person wronged me. Now I got to keep receipts. So when the time is right, I can wrong them. No one likes that. Let's just move forward, try to be better tomorrow than we were yesterday. And that's life, baby. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. We have a 4 p.m. live stream today. I'm going to be going live at 4 p.m. every Monday and Thursdays. So you guys can leave a voicemail if you want to leave it in advance, or you can leave it while we go live. So check that out, 401-213-9828. And like I said, I'm a fan of Clare. I'm not going to pretend like she's any better or worse than the rest of us. I'm a fan of her. I hope she can find her happiness. But as someone who's like an adult, she just turned 40, right? My advice would be, I don't know, maybe don't chime in relationships that aren't yours. Again, I'm a commentary channel. That's all I do. I understand. But some of the comments she got, it's like, boy, she was just really inviting it. Anyway, folks, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you out there. Bye, everybody.